Hello, 49er fans. I am Jack Hammer. The 49ers are now less than 24 hours away from kicking off the season here in 2021. So I wanted to go ahead and take you through my 5 questions, my 5 top things that the 49ers are going to have to do or answer in order to be able to win this game on Sunday. The 49ers are traveling out to Detroit. They're going to open up their 2021 campaign at Ford Field tomorrow afternoon when they take on the Lions. This game is going to mark the 3rd time that these 2 teams have met to open the season in Detroit since 1981. What's interesting about that is the previous 2 matchups were split, with Detroit winning in 81 and San Francisco winning in 84. Those 2 seasons, though, might ring a bell for 49er fans, as each of those would end up with the 49ers winning the Super Bowl at the end of the year. In 1981, actually, they returned back to Detroit to beat the Bengals to get that Super Bowl trophy. On paper, this looks like it's going to be a lopsided game. The odds makers have San Francisco at the top of the NFC, while the Lions are at the bottom. The Lions also have only won 14 games over the last 3 seasons. They have a new head coach in Dan Campbell, and Campbell has completely gone in, revamped the coaching staff, along with the roster with new general manager Brad Holmes. And among those key changes were bringing in Matthew Stafford from trading Matthew Stafford, to the Rams in exchange for Jared Goff. The Lions have also added running back Jamal Williams from the Packers, and they drafted offensive tackle Penei Sewell in the 1st round out of Oregon. So that is kind of a little bit of a backdrop. Let's take a look at some of the 5 burning questions that I have that are going to likely become determining the outcome of the game on Sunday. So number 1, can Kyle Shanahan figure out week 1? Shanahan is considered one of the brightest offensive coaches in the NFL, but for whatever reason, that really hasn't translated to success during the opening weekend. Throughout his 13-year career as an offensive coordinator head coach, Shanahan's offenses have been able to manage only 19.3 points per game in the opening week. And that number goes down to only 14 during his 4 seasons at the helm of the 49ers. And his offense is the most of the points that his offense has actually been able to put up in any single game on opening weekend of the season with the 49ers was 20 last year in the loss to the Cardinals. Shanahan has had success, though, on opening week at times. His best performance came in 2012 when he was the offensive coordinator of Washington. They had a rookie quarterback year, I remember that year, and they put up 40 points in a 40-32 victory over the Saints. So those low point totals from the offense are a big reason why Shanahan has only 1 opening week victory as a head coach. San Francisco is definitely, like I said earlier, the more talented team in this matchup, and Shanahan's offense just needs to make sure that they don't give this one away. So that's question number 1. Now jumping over to question number 2, can Jimmy Garoppolo figure out week 1? Basically the same thing. Just like the head coach, Jimmy Garoppolo struggled during the opening week, especially during his time in San Francisco. In 3 starts as a 49er, Garoppolo's stat line, 52 of 93, 686 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and a passer rating of 55.9. That's awful. Just terrible. It's very likely that the only way San Francisco to lose this game is if they give it away. And so they really need Garoppolo to be smarter with the football and take control of that and allow him to just be able to play free and not make any big mistakes. That's really the key for Garoppolo in this game. Hopefully he's not given too many opportunities, and we're going to get to that in a minute. Number 3, can the 49ers offense continue to own Jared Goff? The Lions made the big news this offseason, like I said earlier, when they sent Stafford to the Rams in exchange for Goff. The move was one that should help the 49ers, at least here in week 1. It might not help them later on down the road when they have to face Stafford twice. But as a member of the Rams, Goff faced the 49ers defense 2 times each season, and the 49ers dominated the former Cal quarterback the last 2 seasons. Goff is 4-0 in his last 4 starts against the 49ers. He's only gone 78 of 139 for 797 yards. So that's under 200 yards per contest with 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, just like Garoppolo. And his quarterback rating is only 70.4. So for the Lions to have any chance, Goff needs to be better. And I just don't see how this is really going to happen, especially when you look at the 49ers pass rush with Nick Bosa, D Ford, and Samson Ebukam coming off the edges. And then you have those guys in the middle as well. They're going to be able to put pressure, I think, up the middle. That trio alone, though, should be able to generate a good amount of pass rush on Goff. And he struggles with pressure. Over the last 2 seasons, Goff has managed a quarterback rating of only 54.4 when facing pressure. So this is definitely a key to the 49ers being able to win the game, is that ability to get after Goff, make him have to move and not be able to sit in the pocket, especially with the lack of explosive wide receivers on the outside. Number 4, is Kyle Shanahan going to commit to the running game? I think this might be the biggest key for the 49ers offense. Shanahan's offense begins with the running game, which makes it odd when you look at his play calling on the opening week during his time with the 49ers. which has been very pass heavy. In those 4 games, Shanahan's run the ball roughly on only about 40% of the plays. That's just not enough. Especially when you look at it, they need to be somewhere around 45, 48. That's a big disparity. 60-40 doesn't look that big until you look at what those totals represent, and it's kind of staggering. So for the 49ers to be successful on Sunday, I think the offense needs to be closer to even, to an even 50-50 split, maybe a little bit more run heavy even. So by committing to the run, Shanahan would be utilizing the strength of the offense. I've said it a number of times now, but this offensive line is much better at run blocking than pass blocking. I think everybody recognizes this. And the 49ers have a strong group of running backs behind them as well, with, Mostert's a home run hitter, and then you've got guys that can power the ball like Trey Sermon and Elijah Mitchell, and even to an extent, Jermichael Hasty if he's on the active list for the game. So, grinding out the ball on the ground, this game out on the ground, may not be exciting, but it's going to give the team its best chance to win, I think, here in week 1 and really help everybody out. And then last but not least, with number 5, is how is the defense going to fill out the gaps? Javon Kinlaw and Emmanuel Mosley aren't likely to play on Sunday, so the depth of the 49ers defense is going to get tested. And to make it even greater, the challenge, backup defensive tackle Kevin Givens is likely to miss the game as well. So here's the thing. If Kinlaw does not play and he misses the game, look for Contavious Street to step into the starting lineup into his role. The 2018 4th-round pick looked very good throughout training camp and started the final 2 games last year in place of Kinlaw as well. So if they're in their base defense, expect Street to be in there in place of Kinlaw. That's what they've done in the past, and that's also what we've seen happen this year when you take a look at their depth chart. So that's most likely what'll be taking place there. And then really for me, I think the bigger question is who's going to be replacing Mosley in the secondary. It doesn't look like Mosley's going to go. When I was at practice on Thursday, Mosley was in an ice bath, so that doesn't bode very well for him actually being able to play in this game. So the options there are the turn to rookie, Deommodore Lenoir. They can go to veteran Josh Norman, or they can call up Dante Johnson from the practice squad. For me, I think the 49ers, what they're going to do is they're going to go with Lenoir here. Lenoir started all 3 preseason games, and he looked decent. He looked okay. Obviously they weren't playing against top-level NFL quarterbacks. Most of what they faced during the preseason, other than one series against Patrick Mahomes, was backups. But he looked good. And also, the second option there is Norman, who signed with the team on Monday. He's a 33-year-old veteran. He missed all of the preseason. He's kept himself in good shape. According to defense coordinator D'Amico Ryans, he's picking up the defense quickly. If I was making a prediction on this one, though, I don't think Norman's going to play. I don't think he's quite ready yet to step in and play a game this quickly. Although I think the 49ers would like to have the veteran go in place of Mosley, if that's what it comes down to there. And then last but not least, let's take a look at the prediction that I have for this one. I think this is going to be an interesting game. The 49ers don't really know everything that Detroit's going to do. Detroit, it's an all-new coaching staff with Dan Campbell and so on. But there's hints with Anthony Lynn at the offensive coordinator position. They're able to go back and look at what he did in San Diego and look at his offenses during his time as offensive coordinator with the Bills, and they might have a little bit of ideas there. But for whatever reason, I just think this is going to be a close game. I'm going to go with a 49ers victory. I think they are going to be able to pull this game out, but I don't see it being a blowout that maybe some people think. I'm going to go 49ers 20, Lions 16. The big reason here, going back and looking at the history of the quarterback and the coach. Neither one of them has really been able to be very good in the opening week, especially Garoppolo. He's been not good, in week 1 as a 49er. And so I think that's going to kind of continue. I think we're going to see the 49ers running the ball a lot, which is going to keep the score down. I don't think there's going to be a lot of explosive plays, meaning a 40, 50 yard touchdown run. So there's going to be a lot of drives, a lot of time taken off during possessions, which is going to reduce the number of opportunities to get points. So I'm going to go 2016 49ers, start off the season 1-0, and hopefully they'll be able to take it on and get into the Super Bowl. We'll see what happens. But hope you enjoyed the show. If you could please go ahead and like Waruna over there in the comment says, smash that like button, Or, like Lisa, maybe, it might be a little bit problematic by smashing it just because you don't want to break your computer. But if you guys could hit that like button for me and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and throw in some comments as well, that'd be fantastic. And definitely we'll be back tomorrow morning. We'll be here at 8:30 with the 49ers Game Day Preview Show. We'll be doing that with So Real Sunil Gatonde from 49ers All SI. And the cool thing with that is we're going to do that every week. When the 49ers are on the road, the show will be on 90 minutes before game time when they're playing at home, because I'll be at those games and I'll be having to get things situated. Those shows for the home games will start 3 hours before. So 90 minutes before for the road games, 3 hours before for the home games. Hope everybody takes some time and tunes into that. We're really excited to bring that show to you and get you guys ready on game day as well. So thank you so much for joining me here on Saturday. Enjoy your day. Get outside and have some fun with the family and get ready for 49ers football tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.